made some good plays at the right time, and it's going to give it some again. Handful of plays that we just keep it going.
The non-call and the hit on Devontae Parker, what did you see, and should there have been a call?
You should talk to the officials about that.
Do you think you'll ask about it during the week?
I think she has them, because that's what's my thing.
Any update on Henry
So it feels like a big difference between, building on last week's win and getting 3 wins as opposed to losing again. Do you feel like it changes your approach moving forward as to what you can still make out of the season?
Let's worry about next week. Get ready for next week.
Bill, you guys were basically outgained 2-1. Can you win many games with that with barely 200 yards?
Any thoughts? So the penalty today, there was a question of defensive pass interference at J.C. Jackson, missing a legal motion. Any thoughts on that?
Talk to the officials. They're the ones who call them. Sure, they'll have an explanation for that.
Bill, are there any early indications about any injuries that you guys had?
No, I'm not going to speculate on that.
Bill, if what they can do as an offense, I mean, how much more pressure does that put on their defense, even in the third and long, so they can come in shoulders and create short and shorts that they can third it off?
You gotta stop on third down. If they go for it, you gotta stop on fourth.
Bill, why didn't Juju play until the fourth quarter?
We played multiple people. Missed 2 weeks, but we played multiple people. So whichever guy plays the last, you ask why that guy didn't play more, and so we can't play everybody.
Bill, at the end of the first half, how much consideration did you give to not kneel on the ball there? Was that a hard decision at that time, and what went into that decision that made it the best for the team?
Yeah. Thought that was the best thing for us to do at that point.
Why was that with
The situation in the game, yeah.
Any initial thoughts on Mac's performance today?
Well, as a team, it wasn't good enough.
When Bentley went out, how did you handle the defensive communication?
There were a couple of things involved.
How significant was that?
Yeah. Yeah, you hate to lose any player.
Bill, playing as much dime personnel as you did in that last drive, how much of that was dictated by their success passing and the personnel they had on the field throughout that series?
Yeah, it's a combination of things. What they had, who we had available, so forth.
Hey, Bill, we will ask the officials and hit on Devontae Parker. The announcers, when you see the replay of that, there's only so much you can do. I get that. But, I mean, it was pretty blatant. And we'll talk to the officials about it. But what goes through your mind when you look at the replay and just seeing it up on the replay?
Yeah. Steve, talk to the officials about it.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
I mean, the announcers said they just missed the call.
All right.
On their final drive, did you get a good look at Miles' tackle there to see if you thought it was worthy of a challenge, that maybe he had driven him back beyond the first down marker?
Yeah, the look we got on it, it's close. Looked like he got it.
Bill, the interception before halftime, what did you see on that play, and how crucial was that to take points off the board? They went down and got the
Yeah, it was obviously a big play. I mean, it's on the other side of the field, so get a really good look at it. All right, anything else?
Bill, is Mac your quarterback going forward, or will you?
We all need to play better. Yeah, we all need to coach and play better. All right, thank you.
All right.
That's Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with more of the Patriots Switch Quarter right after this. Stay with us.
I have one.
How do you process what out there today?
Yeah, I mean, look, talk about it. Drives where there weren't negative plays, and we were able to stay on track. We had success, and the drives where there were negative plays, and you're playing the game from, not a series of, advantage. It's hard. It's hard, and it's hard to overcome. You got to try to overcome them the best you can, but the drives we had success, we were able to stay ahead on down and distance, keep the ball moving forward.
They didn't seem, and they blitzed a lot. Did you, as you sort of come in here, obviously you didn't watch it over, but
Yeah,
what did
I
it
mean,
seem
I'll have to watch it, and see what happened. I think, they had a good defensive scheme. There's probably some things we got to clean up, do better. Whether it's handling movement, blitz, whatever it may be. So, it's hard to say if they blitzed or, not right now, or if it was just line movement because, they move the line without blitzing, so it's hard to really say.
David, it did get a little chippy there at the end. Do you think you guys were frustrated? There were some clear missed calls and things like that. What do you think that was like at the end?
Look, I'm not going to sit here and comment on the officiating. So, you got however long it was. If it was a 60-minute game, we had 58 minutes to put more points on the board and do better. So, is what it is.
David, at 2-6, as a guy who has a finger on the pulse of the locker room, are you concerned about buy-in at this point?
I don't think so. I think, fought to the end. We didn't quit. Against an explosive team like this, you let 1, 2, 3, 4 plays get away from you. They can be big plays very fast. So, we just have to do a better job of that. Look, it starts with us in the locker room. I think any grown man has to sit there and look at the mirror and say, what I can do better. You start pointing fingers. I think that's a kind of a coward way to do things. So take a look in the mirror, figure it out, and we got to correct it.
Without making it about officiating, did you see the hit on Devontae and just do you have concern for your teammate? We all saw the
Yeah,
hit.
definitely. I don't think you ever want to see someone go down. It's, I'm not sure of what they're looking for in certain things. So, I hope the DP's all right. Unfortunately, just, sad part of the game, injuries and, but DP's a tough, great pro, and really appreciate him.
Tuesday's deadline's coming up, just a few days away. For your time here in New England, it's always been about kind of adding some pieces. I mean, how do you approach what's going to be a different, potentially different trade deadline coming up?
I didn't know I was the GM, so I think it's the same for me. So, look, that question, you just had Bill. You can ask him all those questions. That ain't for me. I'm a player. My job is to go out there and play football, and that's what I'm going to do every day.
David, were there any adjustments you had to make with all the rotation on the offensive line today?
No, look, it's kind of been what it's been. My job, like I said, to go out there and play. Try to do that to the best of my ability, represent this team, the community. That's what they pay me to do, and that's what I try to do every day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, David.
That's Patriots
Locker
captain
room's
David
open.
Andrews. The locker room is now open, and we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of the Patriots Switch Quarter right after this. Another tough loss in your division. Mood in the locker room, mood as things unwinded for you guys in that game.
Just tough, man. It's got, all of us, we've been through a lot this year. We felt good about the week. We had a good week preparation. Just weren't able to execute on a lot of the things and turn the ball over in the red zone. Just beating ourselves in a lot of ways. I mean, they did a lot of good things too. You got to give them a lot of credit. So, we just got to regroup and get ready to go again.
How much at all, Hunter, do you think you and your teammates even pay attention to like a trade deadline this week, given the situation and the record that your team is in?
I'm not paying attention to it. So
You don't?
I don't. No.
I know you've been a big supporter of your guy, Mac. What do you say to him about the daily thing?
Just there for him, man. Pick him up. He's a competitor. Dude works his tail off. So, and he takes everything, we all know we got to be better. It's not just him. Dude is going to go back to work, and I know that. I've seen that time and time again, and he'll be ready to go again. I know he will next week.
Were you able to catch up with Kendrick or Devontae after the game?
No.
How tough was it to lose those guys?
It's always tough to lose, two guys that you rely on a lot. So, that was a tough time. But, we have a good group in that room too. So a lot of guys stepped up.
What do you think the offense wasn't able to build on the momentum from last week?
We just got behind the sticks early, turned the ball over, obviously. Weren't good on third down. Just situational football wasn't great today. We were able to capitalize on, the first turnover, but the second turnover, we really needed to put points on there. And, just weren't able to execute. They did some good things, too. You got to give them credit, too. Their D-line is really good up front. They, were moving and making a lot of plays in the backfield that we need to be better on.
Two final questions.
Both matchups against the Dolphins, they did a nice job of limiting explosive plays. What about this scheme makes it so hard to hit those big plays?
Well, I think they tackled pretty good today. I'll give them credit on that for sure. They were disruptive in the pass game, obviously getting some sacks, and disruptive in the run game, moving and tackles for loss and stuff like that. So get behind the sticks, it makes things a little more difficult to kind of maybe have the full arsenal of what you want to run. So they did a great job of that, and got to give them credit.
Last question.
What have you learned about Coach Belichick in your time here that kind of, he'll kind of come through? What kind of message to keep you guys together, focused, whatever, as you're moving forward?
Well, he's been in a lot of games, and he knows what it takes to be successful in this league. So you got to rely on that, and I'll lean in on that, and I try to learn as much as I can every single day from him. All right,
it's Patriots tight end Hunter Henry. Again, we're going to take another quick break before someone else comes to the podium. We'll be back with more Patriots report right after this segment. What are your thoughts on just what unfolded out there today? How do you feel the process?
Yeah, offensively didn't have enough production, and it's a National Football League against a really good team, right? They made some plays out there, and it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, we had it at a one-score game and couldn't capitalize from the offensive side either, just trying to get the score tied up, just make it a game at the fourth quarter really is what you're trying to do, and it's hard.
How much, if at all, did the return of Jalen Ramsey impact what you wanted to do offensively today?
Yeah, he looked good. He fell off on the one play and made a play, so that's what he does. He's a good player, and obviously his first game back and was very productive, and you could tell that they called the defense, that way.
Why do you think the offense wasn't able to maintain the momentum that you guys from last week?
Like I always talk about, every week's different, and game plan changes, and like I said, we just need a little bit more production, from me, from everybody, and that's where it starts. It starts with the quarterback, and I can be cleaner on my reads and all that stuff, and you got to be really sharp against a team with a really good offense, and I thought the defense, fought really hard, and it's a really good football team we played.
You mentioned Jalen falling off on that play.
Yeah.
Was it Did you see him? And
Yeah, I knew the coverage, I knew the everything. I just made a bad throw really late. Didn't really drive it, and that's what happens on that play. You know, the guy either takes it and it's a touchdown, or the guy falls off, and you know that can happen. But can't do that as a quarterback. Just throw it out of bounds or take the check down and move on.
What do you think worked? In the fourth quarter, you guys seemed to go to that.
Yeah, hurry up.
What do you think worked there?
Yeah, I think our tempo plays are good and something we can expand on as an offense. And but like I said, you don't want to be in that position. It's hard for everybody and hard for the defense. You know, when we go 3 and out and they have to go back out there against a great offense. So want to just have longer drives and have explosive plays and throw the ball downfield and all that stuff. And there's opportunities, and we just have to watch the film and see what we can do.
Mac, I acknowledge this is kind of an open-ended question, so you can take it wherever you want. But where do you guys go from here after 2 and 6?
Yeah, it's not the record we want. I have to really just review the game film, be where my feet are, and see what I can do better as a quarterback. And I know everybody else will do that or try to do that, and it's hard, right? You don't want to be here. You don't want to be in this position. But at the end of the day, we're playing football, and we got to go out there and figure it out.
Mac, a bunch of guys got hurt today, including your go-to guy, Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him, and how do you pick that guy up?
Yeah, KB's a great teammate, a great friend of mine, and does a great job coming to work every day and staying positive. And I have a lot of love for KB. I hope he's okay. I didn't see him in there, but you know, I really do. You know, off the field, right? He's one of my best friends, honestly. So I have a lot of respect for him and his family and everybody. So hope he's okay.
What was the biggest reason for the lack of offensive rhythm? You guys had the 2 nice TD drives, obviously the one in the fourth quarter, but you guys had like 78 total yards outside of those 2 drives. What was the biggest reason for that lack of rhythm?
I have to just look at the tape. Like I said, we played against a good defense, and they took some things away, but I feel like if we just I executed a little better, then maybe it's a different story. So I have to watch the tape and look at it, right? That's the only way you can do it. See the defense, see what they did. You know, what did you see at the time and all that stuff.
Mac, on the 3rd down near the red zone, it looked like there was a slant flag kind of to Devontae and Andre. What did you see on that play?
What play?
I think it was like in the red zone. I believe it was after the fumble to early on in the second half.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure what play you're talking about. Sorry. Yeah, I'll have to watch. I know we had it right there, and then it was kind of like 3rd and long again, right, in the red zone. So don't want to force anything in those situations, and obviously you want to get points, right? You want to score touchdowns. So I'll have to look at it and see. But at the end of the day, if we don't turn the ball over there and get the 3 points, we get the 3 points. It is what it is. But I want to score touchdowns for sure.
With Devontae's injury, too, just how difficult is it to lose 2 of your top guys like that in pretty quick succession?
Yeah, definitely tough. Had a lot of injuries and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, we got to fight together and figure it out. So, got to make sure those guys are okay. I hope they're okay. And like I said, I have a lot of respect for DP and KB. They're 2 of my close friends, and I hope they're okay.
Did you have an immediate reaction of how there was no flag on the Parker hit?
Yeah, I mean, it's football and it's bang bang play, but I hate seeing that when you're the quarterback, right? It's the worst feeling in the world. So, can't put someone in that position, and yeah, I feel like that's tough bang bang play.
Mac,
Your final question?
This Fangio defense, you guys had trouble creating explosive plays, it feels like.
Yeah.
In matchups. What do they do so well? What does that defense do so well in the structure to limit those?
Yeah, it's one of the big things that they do well, and it's easy to do with the scheme, but then when you have really good players as well, you get both. So they got both over there, and like I said, it's a good football team with a lot of talent everywhere. Really veteran guys who played a lot of football, so respect to them. They, had our card today.
In your time with Coach Belichick, what do you think you'll expect from him this week in terms of messaging, keeping you guys together, maybe moves he has to make, anything this week with him?
I'm not really focused on that. Just trying to, like I said, watch the tape and see where we have to go. And the direction is always, comes from the leaders of the team, and that's very important. I think Coach Belichick's going to do everything he can to keep us motivated. And like I said, we don't want to be in this position, but so what? Now what? It's tough. Thanks.
All right. As Patriot quarterback, Mac Jones. Scott, I want to bring in